right, the regular meeting of the mayor and the city council of the city of Port Allen, Louisiana, today is Wednesday, January the 11th, 2023. It's 5:35 p.m. City council chambers, third floor of City Hall. Each person must decide before entering the council chamber which agenda item they wish to comment on. If they're not seated in the chambers when the agenda item is heard, they will be notified by an officer to enter the council chambers to address an agenda item. Agenda, please silence all electronic devices. Agenda item number 1, call to order. Agenda item number 2, stand for the pledge. Tony, will lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Agenda item 3, roll call.
Here.
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 Present.
Here.
Thank you. Agenda item 4, approve the minutes of the regular meeting of December 14th, 2022.
Make a motion to accept the approved minutes.
Got a motion by Councilwoman Gordon, second by Councilwoman Lacy. Any objections? Hearing none. Agenda item 5, public comments. Comments from the public are allowed in accordance with the Louisiana Revised Statute 42:11, Section 2 through 34, and specifically limited to agenda items to be considered during the meeting. 3 minutes per topic and 15 minutes. 3 minutes per person and 15 minutes per topic. Understand we want to amend the agenda to add.
Yes, Mayor, Councilman, has requested an amendment to the agenda from a citizen regarding sewer issues. So if you will need a motion and a second, and again, to amend the agenda, we need unanimous consent of the council.
I'll make the motion.
I second.
Okay, I got a motion by Councilwoman Hubble, second by Councilwoman Gordon. Any objections? Hearing none.
Brown.
Yes.
Mrs. Gordon.
Yes.
Mr. Hubble.
Yes.
Mrs. Lacy. Yes. Mr. Riviere.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, we'll make this agenda item 117A.
You want to come up to the podium? Yes, ma'am.
That's 17A.
17.
17A.
Oh, he just said to come up now, 17.
Oh, I'm sorry. Looks like I'm confused too.
Okay, agenda item 6. Presentation to the family of Mr. Mike Zito in recognition of his years of service. And council, as we all know, Mike passed away unexpectedly, and unfortunately, some of the members of the city weren't able to attend the funeral due to unscheduled training that we had. But in recognition of all the works and the dedication and duties that Mr. Zito performed for the city of Port Allen Police Department and for the constable's office, we would like to present the family a plaque in his honor of those dedicated hours and hard work that he put forth. So could the family come forward? And what this is the plaque reads, it has a photo of Mr. Zito, and it says, presented to the family of Michael A. Zito in recognition of his years of hard work and dedication to the police department, January 17th, 1983 to March 31st, 2004, and to the constable's office, October 1st, 2004 to December 19th, 2022.
Michelle, I'll go there's a picture, please.
And if any council members have any comments they want to make to the county?
All I can say is, and you already know this, there wasn't a finer man on this earth. in my-
And I also will say, I always used to see Mr. Mike at McDonald's on Sunday morning with his group. So he definitely was missed, and then he changed from McDonald's to Coast Street Cafe. But he always talked, and wherever he saw you, he made sure that he spoke to you in a nice and friendly way. And I applaud him for that. He was such a great man.
Yeah, of course, on my behalf, it was a pleasure working with him, for the time that I worked with him and helped campaign. And I just didn't think a finer man would have done for that position and every position that he was here in the city of Port Allen. I love Mr. Zito, and I always cherish his memories, and my condolences to the family.
Man, just much love to the family. Y'all know I grew up under Mrs. Zito with my dad, so, you know, it's heartfelt. Love y'all.
Charlotte, we've been knowing each other our whole lives. Go way, like, my whole life. And I respected Mike, appreciated everything he did for the city. He always had the city's best interest at heart. And there's a lot to be said about that. A fine man.
Scoot, Jim.
Somebody go get the message.
All right, agenda item 7, introduce, consider introducing an amendment to the current zoning ordinance for downtown Port Allen for the purpose of allowing permitting the establishment of small brewery. And I think we had a discussion at the committee meeting concerning Court Street Cafe.
Evan, do you wanna?
Council, you should have in front of you, the draft ordinance. This is the same version that we did present, last week. So tonight is just the formal introduction of it, it's finalized tonight. If the council has any comments that needs to be addressed, we can certainly do that in the next month.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
nothing has changed since it was submitted last week at the council.
Second.
So,
First of all, is anyone from the public wish to be heard on this? Hearing none. I got a motion by Councilwoman Lacy, second by Councilman Hubble. Any objections? Hearing none? Yes.
Ms. Gordon?
Yes.
Mr. Hubble?
yes,
Mrs. Lacy?
Yes.
Mr. Riviere?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you.
get that brewery started.
Oh, we got the adoption now. Agenda item 8, consider authorizing the mayor and leader to hire Katrina Davis as the city chief financial officer at step grade 124 high. And Council, is Ms. Davis here? Okay. I introduced Ms. Davis to you last at the committee meeting, and based on her presentation and her interviews that she conducted with the city, I'm gonna recommend, my recommendation is to go ahead and hire Ms. Davis.
I move.
Second.
A second? I got a motion, well, first of all, anybody in the audience wish to be heard on this? No? I got a motion by Councilman Brown, second by,
Wait, excuse me, I would, with this particular position, I would say that next time, we gotta be able to have a little bit more information, like a portfolio or something that I could really look, go by. $84,000, of course, is a lot of money there. How did you come up with the 84,000? Based on Audrey's position, based on what?
based on Audrey's position, but also her current salary, where she's employed at.
Which was confirmed by who?
By me.
And it was,
Hmm.
yeah, just moving further, I would like to see just more resume, something I can actually go off of, cause
Well, if you requested, I could've gave you the resume.
I was
She submitted-
even,
Yeah, she submitted a resume.
I didn't say she did, I just said that.
Okay. All right, I got a motion by Councilman Brown, second by Councilwoman Gordon. Any objections? Hear none?
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Gordon?
Yes.
Ms. Hubble?
Yes.
Ms. Lacy?
Yes.
Mr. Riviere?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Agenda item 9, consider approving Mayor's Lee recommendation of $1 per hour salary increase for Joe DeLoach to an increase in the amount of secondary income he is allowed to earn as a result of retirement system cost of living increase. And Council, what I explained to you at the committee meeting was that the MERS employees, retired employees, got a cost of board increase, 3%, and based on that, it was an increase in the amount of money that he can earn. And true enough, he's been an asset to the city at that position due to the fact that we still only have one Class 3 operator with the sewer treatment plant. So I think he is deserving of that particular raise.
I move.
Second.
Anyone from the audience like to be heard on that agenda item? Hearing none. I got a motion by Councilman Brown, second by Councilwoman Lacy. Any objections? Hearing none.
Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Gordon?
Yes.
Mr. Hubble?
Yes.
Ms. Lacy?
Yes.
Mr. Riviere?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. My sheet. Agenda item 10, consider authorizing the mayor lead to transfer the following part-time employees to full-time status. Dwayne Joseph enrolls in drainage, and Larry Hayes enrolls in drainage. Council, these were two individuals who we hired as part-time individuals during the busy part of the year of last year due to the growth in the grass cutting. And currently we have 2 vacancies in roads and drainage, and I would like to fill those vacancies with these 2 individuals.
So moved.
Second.
Anyone from the audience wish to be heard on this agenda item? Hearing none. I got a motion by Councilman Riviere, second by Councilman Gordon. Any objections? Hearing none.
Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Gordon?
Yes.
Mr. Hubble?
Yes.
Ms. Lacy?
Yes.
Mr. Riviere?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Agenda item 11. Consider introducing the following employees for 2% merit increase. Administration, Capricia Carter from 109D to 109E. Fleet maintenance, Mark Banks, 110C to 110D. Meter readers, Terry Coy, 108S to 108T. Police Department, Donovan Mitchell from 114C to 114D. Roads and Drainage, Kevin Godfrey, 110E to 110F. Water and Gas, Aaron Landry, 114V to 114W. Wastewater Treatment, Marcus Williams, 110C to 110D. Roads and Drainage, Eric Jackson, 101F to 101G. Administrative, DPW, Teresa Pearson, 111E to 111F. And our Employee of the Year, Teresita Pate, 117D to 117F. These employees were recognized at the sexual harassment training banquet that we had at the end of last year. And based on their performance throughout the year, I would recommend the approval of these increases.
Mayor, for the Employee of the Year, her status from 117D to 117F, she went up 2 steps because of Employee of the Year?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I know, I think it was a couple months ago, there was a discussion on Aaron Landry on a new salary, and I haven't heard anything since, so.
Well, he talked about it last meeting.
Hmm?
He talked
Okay,
about it last
I mean, where are we on that?
We still haven't reached an agreement on that salary, ma'am.
Well, I'm just gonna say, and this is just my personal opinion,
Well, he getting a 2% merit increase because of the,
yeah,
because of his performance, right?
Right.
Okay.
but I'm just gonna say this is, and while I value all employees, Aaron has a extensive amount of knowledge on the city, and I think we need to do whatever we need to do to retain that, and that's just my personal opinion.
Well, I think that, I mean, we do need him, and he wanted to retire, let him retire, and maybe when he get home, he decide he want to come back to work for the city. I mean, work together with us on a figure amount. I mean, if you really want to stay. But I think when a man say he want to retire, he want to retire. He might want to go home and relax and kick his leg up, you know. And then maybe a few months later, he might figure, well, I'm gonna go back to work for the city for part-time. I mean, that was his choice that he wanted to retire. But if we can't get together and work with him on a price, then we got to move on. And I understand he's valuable, but you know, we all valuable. I think we need an increase.
So we're gonna just, this basically gonna go with 13, basically, like, kinda, if that's what we're going with, then I just feel like, as leaders, we have certain qualities, and we have certain things as leaders that people expect of us. And one thing I think a leader should be able to identify with is that the workers, that they have some good employees. Mr. Aaron is a valuable employee, and I am getting mixed information, because what I understood is that the offer that was put on the table, he agreed upon. I mean, can we talk about this openly or what? Because it's personnel, so I don't know, do we need to go into a session? Because I think it's worth keeping him as well at the offer that he agreed upon, that he spoke with the CAO. It's only deviating of little from what we're looking to implement right now, which is the contractors. But why bring in people in your community? In my opinion, Clerice, who ran Community First, why bring foreigners, outsiders in your community when you have somebody who's already acculturated with your community, who the people is comfortable with? And when we gonna look at the value of a person besides the value of a dollar?
I agree with you there.
In my opinion, if what was agreed with glance, and I understand if that's the agreement, I think we all should lay that on the table and look at it.
What was the agreement? Nobody knows.
See, I don't know if we, that's what I'm saying.
You know, after they put a price out, he didn't accept it. And
I mean, he
see,
negotiated.
I love Aaron to death, but if he wanted to retire, I mean,
retirement is because you have the years, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you wouldn't work with your city. You wouldn't come
right.
back
But that's why I
to
said
work
that
with
he
your
needs to
city
work
at a
together with
negotiated
us.
price.
He needs to work with us also. I mean, I don't want him to come back and work for nothing. You know what I'm saying? But at least let's meet together.
Well, I think the offer was
I don't know what
better
the offer
than what
was.
he proposed, huh, Lance?
Yeah.
Has he given a retirement date?
Well, they see.
Yeah, I think this month, huh?
He notified me yesterday that, his intended retirement date is January 31st.
All right.
It's my understanding that the mayor made an offer, which I think he communicated to you all. Aaron had a demand, and that there has been, some consideration on Mr. Landry's end. He did reduce his demand for the first year. And I communicated to him that I did not want to be in this situation in the near future, so I would like a 3-year commitment. And so he reduced his first year, but he did hold to his initial demand for years 2 and 3.
I mean, in the
That was
first year,
the
that'll give
discussion.
us some time to even get somebody in place, but I mean.
But not
and
if you
then
have
at
a
the same time,
contract
we
for
train
3
him.
years. Not if you have a contract for 3 years. We have to honor his contract for 3 years, right?
It's not gonna be a
No.
contract, it's an understanding.
Oh, okay, that's a
Because
difference.
he's not changing status, he's still gonna be a city employee, but of course, there are benefits on both ends to the 3-year period.
So if we give him his offer, what he's asking for, he's gonna rescind his retirement?
He hasn't submitted it yet.
Well,
But he
where y'all
has
get it
time,
done
he
from?
still has time to submit documentation and still leave by the January 31st.
Okay, that's it.
And Council, if we do wanna go more into the specifics of this, because we're pretty close to going beyond the agenda item, you know, we can always have a special meeting set up, we can have an executive session where we could go in to discuss, you know, all the specifics about it in the executive session.
Sounds good.
You know, that meeting can be set up as soon as the council's ready. There needs to be 24 hours notice though, just like any other meeting.
Okay.
You
I
don't-
think
you don't
that
have to
should
wait
be
till the
good.
February meeting to have those.
Cause we have a meeting next Wednesday. I mean, just a one agenda item
You
meeting.
can have,
Especially.
you can have a one-item meeting.
And that would, you know, and I would think well, it'd be Mr. Landry's choice whether or not he wanted to go into executive session, you know, personnel, it's his choice.
That's correct.
So,
And would that make it a substitute motion for 13? Like, how would we deal with that?
Well, no, that's something different
I
now.
mean, that's still in the same family, huh?
No, this is something
We
different.
I mean, not,
we still have to plan
Yeah,
for the
13.
future, cause just like I told y'all at the last council meeting, if something happened to Mr. Landry today or tomorrow, we still be in the same situation. I have to put something in place because we don't have anybody to replace him.
I mean, well,
We don't
sometime
have
there
a-
tomorrow, we'll have this maybe as a backup plan, but right now, Mr. Aaron is living and breathing. And accessible, and, but I mean, we could look at, that could be something that we could consider, you know, but right now, I just think the
Well,
value of our
what the
work.
council also have to look at is, we have to look at retirement figures and everything else, cause that plays a big part in the salary that he's asking for.
Yeah, I think you should always have a contingency plan, but we on number 12 already, or number 11, I'm sorry.
On 11.
Okay.
I mean, move on, huh?
We gotta focus.
Yeah.
Point of order, I believe, probably.
Okay, so is it consensus to call a special meeting next week?
well, let's finish with agenda item 11 first.
Cause we have to check our schedule.
Yeah, I won't be here. If y'all have it Wednesday, I already know I won't, so. Monday? Yeah, I could do Monday if y'all.
That's a holiday.
That's Martin Luther King Day.
Tuesday, I'm gonna be gone Tuesday and Friday.
Martin Luther King.
You should put chemo up.
See, and this the issue here, if this information be relayed properly and communicated properly, we wouldn't have to go this, you know, go this way.
Hey, hold on, I'd like to move on item number 11.
I second that motion, Brandon. Cause that's not on our agenda item anyway.
Yeah, we can just get it out the way. I don't mind discussing, but let's at least get to 13 and we go do it.
All right, I got any objections to the agenda item? Anybody from the public wish to be heard on agenda item? Nobody wish to be heard. I got a motion by Councilman Brown, a second by Councilwoman Gordon. You gonna do this in globo? Yes.
Is the motion to take?
Yeah, global.
As provided for in the.
Correct.
in the-
See.
For the,
So this will be a motion. in
Increase.
globo For
For-
all of the individuals listed in agenda item 11.
Vote.
Mr. Brown?
Yes?
Ms. Gordon?
yes,
Mr. Hubble?
Yes.
Ms. Lacy?
Yes.
Mr. Riviere?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Agenda item 12, consider authorizing Mayor Lee to contract with Centos for uniform rental services for city employees. Mr. Joseph?
I second it. We motion and second, you have a seat.
Anyone from the audience wish to be heard on this agenda item? Hearing none. I got a motion by Councilwoman Lacy, second by Councilwoman Gordon. Any objections? None?
Mr. Brown?
Yes?
Ms. Gordon?
Yes,
Mr. Hubble?
Yes.
Ms. Lacy?
Yes.
Mr. Riviere?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Agenda item 13, consider authorizing Mayor Lee to contract with Thornton, Musso, and Bellarmine Incorporated, TMB, water services for state certification compliance for the city of Port Allen water system. Hey, Council, you should have a copy of the contract in your,
okay, Mayor Lee,
mhm.
this is considering what we just talked about. So
Correct.
since we gone into a special session meeting about this, do we table this or do we vote for this tonight?
That's the preference of the council. I mean, you can authorize it into the contract, that doesn't mean you have to sign it.
Okay.
You would have authority to sign it if if necessary.
Okay, well, I know we just say we're gonna go into special meeting about, Aaron and C, cause if he gonna stay, if we're gonna prove him to stay, then we gonna have to go in contract, so I understand what you're saying. Okay, well, I'll make a motion.
Second.
for-
I'm sorry, make a motion for 13, item number 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say.
Anyone from the audience wish to be heard on this?
Wait a minute.
For
Yeah.
item 13, that's what I was
Yeah.
seconding, to move
Ma'am,
forward. We
for-
moving forward.
Yeah, for the contract,
Ms. Charlene?
yeah,
Can I explain that again for me, please? What you saying?
This is an authorization request to enter into the contract. It's not, that doesn't indicate execution of the contract. He still has to sign it. And he doesn't have to sign it because you authorize it. You've given him authorization. He just doesn't have to come back for additional authorization. As long as the contract he signs is the same as the contract you've given him authority to sign. So those are the terms, that's the contract presented. If necessary, he can sign it. If not, he doesn't have to sign it.
So this the
It just-
contingency plan?
There is no obligation
Yeah.
to read it until he actually signs it. This is just authority to sign.
we can say he don't have to sign until we have our special, meeting.
All right, make you contingent upon that.
Looking
Yeah.
at the contract, it calls for $2,368 per month. So technically, as soon as you would sign that contract and they would sign it, then you'd be obligated for that.
But it sounds like Ms. Clerice wanna do it based off of what happened on a special meeting, based on what happened with which I think everybody agreed, everybody else with Andrew, but worst case scenario, we can't get them.
Then
We
we'll
should
just
have
fall
something.
back to- yeah, we'll just fall back.
So
to-
what do we table this?
No, I think we passed
Pass?
it.
That's a preference.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta decide how y'all wanna move
You
forward.
can pass it, and then he can, as soon as you pass it, he's authorized to sign it. He can sign it at any time, and he can hold it to see how things play out.
Right.
Okay, so Mayor,
I mean, so that means
As
it
soon as
just
you
all,
sign it, you're technically on the hook for the $2,368, per month.
so we gonna pass it and you just hold it until we have our special meeting before you sign it.
but that's what I'm saying about how do you, yeah, that's gotta be.
That's, yeah, that's,
Yeah, that can't just.
so we gotta rescind the motion, is that the problem? Oh, just,
What was the motion?
Put, authorize the mayor,
Is a substitute motion to,
Authorize to sign the contract.
Upon,
For the special meeting, outcome of the special meeting.
That was, you wanna add that to it?
is that like a substituted motion?
Ah.
Substitute?
Well, the motion that's been presented has been moved, and was it second?
Yes,
Moved and second, you gotta vote on it.
I thought so.
You can do a substitute motion before it's second. Actually, you can make a substitute motion.
before we vote on it, correct?
But you got to vote on the substitute motion before the original motion.
The substitute would be voted upon first. Then
Ah.
you get a second on a substitute motion.
No substitute motion.
So the substitute motion would be,
To approve the contract pending
Outcome of the
the
meeting.
outcome of any special meeting to be scheduled.
That pertains to
Pertaining,
salary.
pertaining to the, any agreement.
oh, yeah, any negotiation.
You know what, it may be simpler,
Just a
if
table.
you're gonna have a special meeting, just make this the second item at the
I
special
agree.
meeting. So that you discuss the first item,
You're basically saying,
And
I'm
then
deferring,
if
so you may as well just defer.
no action on the first item, then move
Why
on
don't
to
the
the
mayor
second
tell
item.
us what we need to do? Mayor, how we should do it?
Well, if y'all gonna have a meeting next week, you can table this and then there'll be 2 agenda items on the next,
Let's do that.
next
Yeah,
meeting.
that's on the table.
Substitute motion to
Okay, so
table.
we have a motion and a second, what do we do?
Just let it die.
Rescind it.
Everybody vote no.
Everybody voted no for
All right.
substitute motion.
So we vote no on the motion,
Right, the motion is on the floor.
okay.
Mayor, the motion is on the floor.
Okay, I got a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Gordon
Brown.
Brown,
and Brown.
okay,
Any objection?
okay?
So,
Hearing none?
Now you need a substitute motion to table it.
But they
They're
hadn't
just
voted,
gonna vote no.
they hadn't voted on
We
this.
got, yeah, you got to do the substitute motion first.
You need to do a substitute motion to table the item. Don't vote no on the item as presented. Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
Do a
you can still
substitute
put it on the
motion.
agenda.
right.
You can bring it back up,
Yeah,
but
yeah, it'll be on the agenda
the
next week.
suggestion is to make a substitute.
Either way is fine. Procedurally, you can do it either way. You can do a substitute motion, to kill it, or you can just vote no and name it.
Substitute motion, let's get it over with.
Okay, I got a
Substitute motion to table the prior.
You're right. To the next meeting.
second.
You got a second?
So it's Gordon and Brown again?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I got a motion by Councilwoman Gordon, second by Councilman Brown. It's a substitute motion to table agenda item 13. Any objections? Hearing none?
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Gordon?
Yes.
Mr. Hubble?
Yes.
Ms. Lacy?
Yes.
Mr. Riviere?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Agenda item 14, public hearing to obtain the views regarding an amendment for the revision of section 2 through 150 of the Port Allen Code of Ordinances regarding banking authority for signing checks. Wait,
Second.
Anybody from the public wish to be heard on this agenda item? Is there- Nobody respond? No response from the public.
It's a good practice.
Agenda item 15, consider approving an amendment providing for the revision of section 2 through 150 of the Port Allen Code of Ordinances regarding banking authorities for signing checks. Ordinance number 1 of 2023, Ms. Rose.
Ordinance number 1 of 2023, an ordinance to amend section 2-150 of the Port Allen Code of Ordinance regarding the banking authority for signing checks and to provide for related matters.
And Council, we discussed this at the last committee meeting. This is in reference to our positions with the vacancies, and this would help alleviate some of the problems. The mayor will have to sign the check regardless, but then you can have either the CFO, CEO, or Mr. Brown, Councilman Brown, too.
I make the motion.
For the two signatures. I got a motion. Well, first of all, anyone from the public wish to be heard on this agenda item? No one wish to be heard. I got a motion by Councilwoman Gordon, second by Councilman Riviere. Any objections? Hearing none.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Gordon?
Yes.
Mr. Hubble?
Yes.
Mrs. Lacy?
Yes.
Mr. Riviere?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Agenda item 16, public hearing to obtain views regarding the adoption of an ordinance to amend the City of Port Allen General Fund budget in the amount of $15,000 to cover the cost of the contract for Data Center LLC for the redistricting services. Anyone from the public wish to be heard on this agenda item? No response. Close the public hearing. Agenda item 17, considering approving an ordinance to amend the City of Port Allen's general fund budget in the amount of $15,000 to cover the cost of contract for Data Service LLC for redistricting services. Ordinance number 2 of 2023. Ms. Rhodes?
Ordinance number 2 of 2023, an ordinance to amend the City of Port Allen general fund budget in the amount of $15,000 to cover the cost of the contract for Data Center LLC for redistricting services and related matters.
Make a motion,
Yes.
discuss.
Yeah, I move. It's not just part of the process, right? Because I thought
Right.
we voted.
Yeah.
Just to authorize the funds to pay for the services. I got a motion by Councilman Brown, second by Councilwoman Gordon. Any objections? Hearing none.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mrs. Gordon?
Yes.
Mr. Hubble?
Yes.
Mrs. Lacy?
Yes.
Mr. Riviere?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Agenda item 17, A. Hear from resident concerning sewer issues at, what's the address?
780 Kentucky Avenue, Port Allen.
780 Kentucky Avenue.
And my name is Pam Stein-Willard, for those of you that anybody doesn't know me. I want to thank you for allowing me to address the council tonight. I would have been here on the 4th, but I misunderstood the information when I asked about the meeting. I thought I was supposed to get on the agenda for the 12th, which there isn't even a meeting on the 12th. That's my problem. I've lived at 780 Kentucky Avenue for 15 years, and since moving there, I've had to call Roto-Rooter 9 times. 7 of those were due to sewage issues, and I have the receipts to show that. I only want to focus on what's been happening since January of 2021. I have receipts to show the dates, the amounts paid, and the description of the problem and the resolutions or the reasons for the problems. You know, I understand, and I'm saying this because I did listen to your council meeting the other night twice after I found out I missed it. I understand that it is my responsibility to maintain the lines of my property, and the receipts I have show that I have attempted to do that on several occasions. I only called the city in 2021 after Roto-Rooter told me after their second visit that the problem was not on my property. This year, I waited several weeks before calling the city and didn't call Roto-Rooter because I was told by a city employee that the problem was with the city. It had rained, and I was said, well, the water was high, and just give it a little while, and so I waited to call. So I dealt without sewage or running drainage in my house for a week. That was not fun. So I did call them, and, you know, the city employees did come. You know, they came to the property, they worked on it for 2 days. At the end of the second day, they said, you know, go see if you can flush your toilets. And I flushed my toilets, and I was so excited. And they said, okay, you can wash a batch of clothes now, because I had 3 batches of clothes to wash. So I went in, I put the first batch on, and within, you know, as soon as the water started draining, I heard water in my bathroom. I go in there, and the toilets are backing up, the tubs are backing up. At this time, Mr. Hubble called me while I'm dealing with that and says, you know, how's your sewage? Were they able to fix the problem? And of course, I was frustrated, and I want to thank him because, you know, he said, well, I'm gonna come over and help you to move the washing machine and clear up. It also backed up in the utility room. So, I mean, and this is from washing 1 batch of clothes. I had to go to a neighbor's house to wash the other 2. You know, so that all happened. Since then, I've had Roto-Rooter run the camera through the line on my property, and they have replaced the sewer line from my house to the road and installed a clean out on the street. I don't know if the line, and the line was busted, there was mud in it, And I don't know if it was busted due to poor installation by the city when they tried to fix it, and I do appreciate them trying to fix it in 2021. They did replace a piece of the PVC pipe, and that had holes in it like this in several places where mud had gone in. When they uncovered it, I was able to see what was happening. And Mayor, the pictures that you were sent the other day with the pipes that looked like they weren't even connected, we found out after that the Roto-Rooter had moved the pipe some. They were butted up against each other, but the connection that the city had put on there had disintegrated. And so it was just a piece of the connection. So the line running from the house where it made that 45-degree angle wasn't even connected. So it was just there. So that was that. So, you know, I had all of that replaced, and, you know, I don't know what's causing it. I don't know if it broke due to the, you know, the pressure while trying to clear the line so many times, or if it eroded due to the acid that they were dumping in the manholes along the street to try to alleviate the grease problem. I mean, I get all that. I don't know what's causing it. I just know that. So it's been replaced now with thicker PVC pipe. However, and I have pictures to show all of this, but when they put all that in, and you know they've got the drain coming up, I can see, I mean, there's still water. I'm not running anything in my house, and there's still water in that line, which means that's coming from the city sewer that's backing up into my line. And so the current situation is that I've now paid over $3,000, and I have the receipts, all, you know, the receipts, and I'm just talking about in the last 4 trips from Roto-Rooter since January of 2021. And although my lines are new and in working order, I'm putting very little waste or water in the line. It still backs up, and I still have issues because of the 8th Street line continues to be too high and full of grease. And I know, you know, I appreciate what y'all have done trying to work on it, but we still need, I'm still having issues. You know, I've heard all of the reasons as to why the problem's ongoing, and I know you've heard them all too, but, you know, the businesses along LA1 not being regulated or monitored due to lack of an ordinance. The equipment's broken. I'm always being told, well, we don't have this, we don't have that. You know, Roto-Rooter was able to unclog your line because they have the proper equipment. Ours doesn't work that way or whatever. Too much trash in the line, too much water when it rains and the pump can't handle the excess. Too much flow at night when the pumps aren't running. I was told the other day by a city worker, well, you know, we don't run the pumps for 14 hours at night. And I do know they're out there. I walk every morning. I know they're out there when they turn them on. But then he said, well, then you got to wait for all of that to go down before you can start using anything in your house. And I'm thinking, okay, so I can't run anything at night. I can't use it in the daytime. You know, when am I supposed to be able to use my facilities? Too much flow at night when the pumps aren't run. I just said that. Not enough manpower. I listened to the meeting the other day. No place to put the broken underground pump on the corner between Walgreens and the laundromat. I mean, I get all that. I know it's an aging system. I know the situation with the sewage plant. I got it. No way to determine which businesses are negligent for not maintaining the grease traps and pouring grease into the drains. And I know, you know, Jason the other night at the council meeting said what needed to be done about that. So I know the reasons. I'm just looking for solutions. I'm just asking that you make this a priority and get some resolution soon. I would like to be able to live in my home and use my facilities and appliances as intended without obstruction and backup. I'm not here to complain, only to ask for you to make this a priority and to get the issues resolved quickly to restore the quality of life for me and other residents along 8th Street. I mean, we know that there are ongoing issues. I know I'm being told that there's only a few of us that our lines are going the opposite way from everybody else. I don't know if that's a possibility to somehow reroute our lines so that we're with the people who's working, or if that's gonna cause some other issues. I know in the past I've said to you, Mayor Lee, you know, give me a permit and let me put my own septic tank in, you know, in my front yard in the city of Port Allen. I'm just saying, we got to do something. And, you know, the toilets have flushed. Now, I have only washed 2 batches of clothes, and I'm very careful about not running the dishwasher or not taking a bath or taking a shower at the same time. I've done everything I can do. I don't even put soiled tissue in the toilet because I've told that that could cause an issue. I have done everything I can do on my end. Now I'm asking that you just do whatever you can, whether it's fixing equipment, getting the ordinance passed, and you know, soon. That's all I have to say.
Okay. All right.
And I mean, if somebody wants to see the receipts of what I paid, but I guess I got a little perturbed the other night at the council meeting, you know, when they were saying that it's the citizens, it's our responsibility to maintain the lines on our property. Well, I've done that, and now we still, you know, the water from the street is still backing up into my yard. Thank you.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. And I think you, like you said, you covered all the bases from the other night. And I do believe that we have prioritized this issue. Thank you. And I hope that everybody gets some relief from this.
All right, agenda item 18, condemnation proceedings. Agenda item 19, alcoholic beverage permits.
Good evening, council. These are the alcoholic beverage permits up for renewal. Phoebe Allen, Food Mart, liquor, off-site consumption. Hubble Incorporated doing business as Hubble Supermarket Liquor and Beer Retail. Burroughs Food Store, liquor, off-site consumption. Chevron Food Mart, liquor, off-site consumption. Couillon's Cajun Barbecue, liquor, on-site consumption. Rocky K Incorporated doing business as Easy Mile, liquor, off-site consumption. Jack's Place, liquor and beer, on-site consumption. French Quarter Bar LLC, liquor and beer, on-site consumption. Kamal Salome, liquor, off-site consumption. Port Island Seafood, liquor, off-site consumption. Pick-a-Pack, beer, on-site consumption. I ask that these be renewed in global.
Okay. Got a motion by, first of all, anybody from the public wish to be heard on these items? Hearing none. I got a motion by Councilman Riviere, second by Councilwoman Lacy. Any objection? Hearing none.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Gordon?
Yes.
Mr. Hubble?
Yes.
Mrs. Lacy?
Yes.
Mr. Riviere?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Agenda item 20, announcements and correspondence. A couple correspondence. First of all, the Louisiana Municipal Association Midwinter Conference is scheduled for February the 8th, at the 7th and the 8th at the Crown Plaza Suite right off of Constitution. If you're gonna go, please let me know before January 24th so that we can do your reservations and register you for the conference. If you don't know if you're going, then let me know that. The West Baton Rouge Mass Choir is having a Martin Luther King program Monday, January the 16th at 10 a.m. at the Poplar Grove Baptist Church. I've been invited to attend, and ask the council members if you all wish to attend. You're more than welcome. The Louisiana Legislative Auditor is giving a basic governmental finance and accounting training. It's free. It's going to be March the 15th and 16th at the BREC headquarters.
Where's that man? I didn't hear you.
It's Louisiana Legislative Auditor. They're giving basic governmental training, financial training, and accounting. In fact, they gave a training yesterday at the city of Gonzales, and it was a one-day training, and it was very informative. And they're gonna give 4 more throughout the state of Louisiana on best practices of finance, budgeting, and other aspects, other things in which the auditor addressed in the violations that we received this year. So, if anyone's interested in attending, just let me know, and I'll register you for that training.
That's probably something that your assistant CFO and CFO probably will be attending.
Yeah.
And it would be in Gonzales again? It'll be held in Gonzales?
No, this is held at Breck.
Breck,
And- But from what I'm told, the one at the Breck, it probably is, I think it's gonna be, videotape, so you probably can, download it. And other than that, if anybody else have any other announcements that they wish to make.
Last month, I don't know if we mentioned about all the giveaways and all the Christmas toy giveaways. I really wanna, thank everyone. I just was kinda going back and looking and how a lot of people was in the giving spirit, this year. I definitely thank everybody for helping, the ones that helped with my Christmas drive. It's always a pleasure to serve the inmates to me. But, hey, I really think everybody was just in a real giving spirit this year and made Christmas also special, in my opinion. That's it for me.
Also for the month of February, we're trying to put a proposal together to present to the mayor for an event, hopefully the last Sunday in February. Has not been approved by the mayor yet. But hopefully in 1 or 2 days we get it to him so that we can get approval for it. But, we're trying to do our date set for, last Sunday, either in February, which would be a heritage event with gospel and
What did I get to?
Yeah, well, we think there was something to do, since they're not gonna have a Black History Parade or anything, and just have something for the community get together, and, you know, it's for everyone, not just for us, it's for everybody, Gary, so make sure you be there.
hopefully we're trying to get our food donated, so that's our hiccup right now. So I'm trying to get everything done, so hopefully we can get it approved and we can have it.
Is Sean gonna sing?
Yes.
Same thing, she's got a
Oh, Lord.
You my dancing partner.
All right, well, if we don't have any other announcements, we'll go to agenda item. Number 20, adjourn.
Second.
Motion by
Yes,
Mrs.
yes,
Brown
yes.
and second by Mr. Riviere.